Lakers fans, in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 point guards LA needs to be targeting during the 2020 NBA draft because I think that's the position they need to be focusing on in this upcoming draft. But which position do you think they need to address the most? Point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, or center? Let me know down in the comment section below. The reason I think it's point guard, though, is because this guard situation is a little bit up in the air for the Lakers during this summer. You look at guys like Avery, Alex Caruso, Rajon, Rondo, and Quinn Cook, all under contract right now, but Bradley and Rondo could both be player option. No idea if they're back for sure. I'd expect both of them back to pick those options up, but nothing is for certain. Alex Caruso and Quinn Cook, both just on 1-year deals. So the reason I'm saying go out and get a point guard in the draft is because you get a young guy in there in the rotation right now, start developing him and make him the long-term answer or a long-term fit off the bench for Los Angeles Lakers. Now, before I get into the guys I want to see the Lakers look at during the draft, I want to tell you about our friends over at Fanatics. When you go to chatsports.com/LakersMask, you're going to get all of these nice face coverings for just $14.99. They keep you safe and healthy, all while repping your favorite team, the Los Angeles Lakers. And maybe you need more one. Maybe you want to get some for your family. You want to get some for your friends that you want to still hang out with during this unprecedented time. Get this pack, $24.99. You can get them all Lakers face coverings as well. All these great deals from our friends at Fanatics. When you go to chatsports.com/LakersMask, go get some great deals. Keep your safe and healthy during these crazy, crazy times. Now, let's talk about some basketball. Kira Lewis Jr. out of Alabama, a point guard who I truly believe is going to go in the top 20 of the NBA draft. I think he'll be out of the Lakers' range, but I wanted to talk about him because I think he could be worth trading up for, or there's a thought that he might fall to the end of the first round. And if that does happen, the Lakers should absolutely swipe him up. He is one of the fastest players in this year's draft. He's super speedy. He can get from one end of the floor to the next end of the floor. He stayed an extra year at Alabama, which I really appreciate because he didn't jump out his freshman year. He stayed one more year, improved his draft stock. He will be a first-round pick because of that. Now, one thing I do have a question mark about with him is his ball security. He doesn't hold on to the ball super well, and he's not always as aggressive as he should be at scoring. But last year, sophomore year at Alabama, he averaged 18.5 points per game, nearly 5 boards and 5 assists as well. Shot the ball okay from three-point at 36.6%, but his shot mechanics are really clean. I think his shot will translate well to the next level. In his freshman to sophomore year, this is why it's so important, because he truly did make an impressive jump. Jumped from 13 points per game up to 19. Rebounding, nearly doubled it from 2.6 to 4.8. Assist went up as well, 2.9 to 5.2 as he became the more primary ball handler in Alabama's offense. And then again, that three-point percentage took a small step up as well as his field goal percentage because he realized, hey, I'm fast, I've got long arms, I can get to the rim, I can finish. That made his field goal percentage take a nice little jump in his sophomore season. I think Kira Lewis Jr. is going to be a sleeper. I think he's got lottery-bound talent, but I think he'll go in the early 20s. Maybe he falls to LA in the late 20s. But who is your biggest sleeper in the 2020 NBA draft? Let me know down in the comment section below. I've got a few. Kira Lewis is one of those sleepers, but I've got a few more. A lot of them are international guys. And speaking of international guys, the next point guard I want to talk about is Theo Maledon out of France. This kid can play the 1 or the 2, but I truly believe his position in the NBA for the long term is at the 1. Now, I don't think he's going to start in his rookie year. I still think this is another guy. Sorry about this. I wanted to make sure I mentioned this. With Kira Lewis, this guy's going to go a little early. He's going to be a bit of a stretch for the Lakers to get at the end of the first round, but I still want to talk about him in case he falls that far. Now, like I said, he can play the 1 or the 2, but I expect him to start as a point guard one day in the NBA. He's got a really smooth game. He plays at his own pace. He doesn't get hurried up by defenses. He gets to the rim when he wants to, and he's got a good jump shot as well. Now, the 2 biggest issues I have with Maledon is 1, he's not an explosive athlete by any means. And number 2, because he was playing professionally over in France, we don't really have a full grasp for his game quite yet. He was only playing about 15 to 17 minutes per night. Now, Maledon is one of the best international prospects in this draft. Number one, I've got Deni Avdija. This kid out of Israel is going to be special. Should go top 5. Shouldn't fall any further than that. There's going to be a lot of teams that regret passing on him if he does. Killian Hayes out of France is another guard who probably the best international point guard, actually absolutely the best international point guard, also out of France. And then I have Theo Maledon not far behind him, followed by Pogozevski, even though I probably just butchered his name, out of Serbia, and then Leandro Balmaro out of Argentina. All great players, but Theo Maledon, probably the second best point guard in that international pool. Now, with Maledon and with Kira Lewis Jr., the Lakers would probably have to trade to get one of those two. So should the Lakers do it? Should they risk some assets? Should they get rid of their first-round pick and move up in the draft? Type Y for yes, type in for no. If you're typing in for no, it's probably because you don't want to give up any extra assets. If you're typing Y for yes, you obviously have a guy in mind that you want to trade up for. Let me know who that is in the comment section below. Now, one guy that I think will be available for the Lakers at the end of the first round is Trey Jones out of Duke. This kid is an incredible playmaker, and he creates well for his teammates. He's a really smart defender. The only problem with his defensive game is that he's just small. Even for a point guard, this kid is undersized, and that's a bit of a problem. But I think his game will translate better to the NBA than Tyus Jones. Now, he's not explosive by any means. He really doesn't have an explosive first step. He can't finish above the rim. But one thing he does better than most point guards his size is rebound the ball. This year at Duke, he averaged 16.2 points per game, 4 boards, and 6.5 assists. He also shot a little better than 36% from 3, but I wouldn't call him a great 3-point shooter. He's more of a kid that's going to finish in the mid-range, and if he gets to the rim, he can finish well, but since he's so small, it does take a little bit away from his finishing ability. Now, a good thing about Trey Jones is he is 20 years old. He stayed an extra year at Duke, and that really helped his game take the extra step that it needed to for him to be a first-round pick. I don't think he's going to fall to the second round. I think he will be a late first-round pick, probably anywhere from 25 to 30, I think is a safe place to go ahead and pick Trey Jones. But I think this kid's going to be good at the next level. All these kids that come out of Duke should be solid players because they've gotten a lot of really good coaching at a lot of good experience with some NBA level talent at Duke. Much like Trey Jones, he's going to be able to run the offense. Now, I don't expect him to come in and start right away for the Los Angeles Lakers, but coming off the bench, I think he will be an impressive upgrade for LA. Now, Laker fans, you've been watching here for a long time. We finally got us up to 13,000 subscribers. So now I'm ready to take that next step with you guys. Let's hit that 14,000 subscriber mark. Already on our way. I think we're at about 13.1, 13.2. I might be a little bit off, but I've been checking every single day. I want to make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a single bit of our Lakers coverage. If you don't know the link, it's youtube.com/LakersTV, or you can scroll down, hit the big red button, or you can scroll down to the comment section where we'll have the subscribe link ready for you to go. Now, before I get into my next guy, I want to ask you guys, who is your favorite college team? I feel like we talk only about NBA here on this channel. So I want to know from you guys, who is your favorite college team? Let me know in the comment section below. For me, it's the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Go Pokes. Let me know who you guys think in the comment section. Now let's talk about Nico Mannion, this kid out of Arizona, one of the multiple Arizona prospects entering the 2020 NBA draft. He's got an incredibly quick first step. He is an incredibly explosive, but he is limited athletically, and his upside is a little bit in question with Mannion. The thing is, what you see is what you get. You know what Mannion's going to be at the next level. I don't think his numbers are going to take a huge jump from college to the NBA, but I do think he's going to be a high 6 man at some point in the league. Maybe not right away. Maybe he needs a year in the league, but that's okay because the Lakers have nothing but time with these young guys. 13.9 points per game and nearly 6 assists for the point guard out of Arizona, kid they call the Red Mamba. His 3-point shot didn't look great at 3.1%, but I think his mechanics, again, like Kira Lewis Jr., are very sound, and I think they will translate well to the NBA. I like Mannion a lot. I think he is an end of the first round kind of guy. Don't think he should go above pick number 20, but I don't think he should fall to the second round either. Now, we just talked about your favorite college team. Let's talk about your favorite NBA team, the Los Angeles Lakers. How long have you been a Lakers fan? Let me know in the comment section below, because I know we've got some loyal Lakers fans. I want to see who has been a Lakers fan the longest, or maybe who the newest Laker fans are as well. Let's talk about one more point guard. It's Cassius Winston out of Michigan State. Now, if you watched my last draft show about the Lakers, you know I mentioned Cassius Winston last time because This is a veteran, an experienced guy. Unlike these other young kids that we talked about on today's show, Winston stayed all 4 years at Michigan State. He's an older guy. He'll be able to play right away. I do think he would be an incredible addition to any NBA team. He reminds me a lot, not his game so much, but his, veteran presence as a rookie reminds me a lot of Jalen Brunson, second round a couple of years ago. I think Winston's game will translate a lot like Brunson's did for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Winston, this past year at Michigan State, averaged 19 points per game and nearly 6 assists, 3-point shot, probably the best that we've talked about today at 43.2%. And so that's two veteran guys when you talk about Cassius Winston and Trey Jones. Now, Trey Jones didn't stay as long as Winston, but he still stayed a little bit longer than some of these other guys. So you put them side by side, they've got a lot of similarities. The biggest problem I have with Winston is he is super turnover prone. 3.2 per game is a little bit too much for a point guard, especially an experienced one. I don't want to see that at the NBA level. So I want to know from you guys, which point guard would you rather have? Type TJ for Trey Jones, type CW for Cassius Winston. I think the better player in his rookie year will be Cassius Winston. I think the better player overall is eventually going to be Trey Jones. So let me know which one you guys want by typing their initials in the comment section below. Laker fans, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.